you make a case that Jonathan Taylor is having a better year than Saqoun was last year and could potentially win the MVP? The MVP race, we're halfway through the season. Let's take a look at it. Mahomes is leading at plus 120, followed by Allen at 350 and Drake May at plus 500. There is then a massive jump to the fourth place MVP person right now. Stafford plus 1200, Baker plus 1400, Daniel Jones plus 1600, and Jonathan Taylor plus 1800. At this point, we can speculate about who's going to win, but I really want to talk about Jonathan Taylor. Could you make a case that Jonathan Taylor is having a better year than Saqoun was last year and could potentially win the MVP?
I think JT is doing something very special right now. I think his path to winning the MVP right now is very, very difficult. And I actually do agree that I think Daniel Jones has potentially a better chance of winning the MVP than Jonathan Taylor right now. If you look at the teams they've beaten so far, they've played the Titans twice. They've played the Dolphins. They've played the Raiders, Cardinals, Chargers. They have played a lot of teams that have not been playing well this year, not great teams. The rest of their remaining schedule, they play 3 teams with a losing record. 2 of those 3, well, they play 2 teams, 3 games though. They play the Texans twice. Now the Texans are 3-4. They also probably have one of the best run defenses in the league. Every other team they play, besides the Falcons, has a winning record this year. They're all good football teams. These are going to be tougher, potentially tougher game scripts, tougher teams to run against. Look, I'm not doubting Jonathan Taylor. He is on a freak run right now, but I'm just not sure he keeps it up. I do think though, if the Colts continue this kind of pace, if they can continue winning, I do think a little bit more of it will be on the shoulders of Daniel Jones. And if he can start pulling that off, then maybe that can be a conversation. But honestly, with how the Chiefs are playing right now, I find it hard to believe that people are going to be voting against Mahomes. It just kind of seems like the way things are leaning right now.
I do want to read just what JT is on pace for, just so we can compare it to Saqoun last year. So Saqoun last year finished 3rd in MVP voting. He had 2,005 rush yards, 15 touchdowns, 345 carries, 278 receiving yards, 5.8 yards per carry. JT, he's on pace for 2,000 yards. He's on pace for 11 more touchdowns than Saqoun. On less carries, he's on pace for 400 plus receiving yards and 5.9 yards per carry. Now, the case you could say here is that JT may be on a worse team and has worse help than Saqoun did on the Eagles last year, and putting up better numbers. So that is the case you could make, but after hearing you say that schedule and who they have to play, I buy into that Daniel Jones does have a better chance of winning the MVP than Jonathan Taylor does.